Okay, so listen, there's somebody that did a ritual to break two people up. They did so and it was successful. Somebody got with somebody's partner. I feel like whoever this witch or warlock is, they got with this person not knowing that this person was not your real person, only the person that you were supposed to be with at the time. So let's just say you see two people, they're in a relationship, and somebody says, I'm going to take your man, I'm going to take your woman. And so somebody commences to going and doing a ritual to do so, right? Under the assumption that this is your true love. Now, when I tapped into the energy, this person that somebody was able to take from you never belonged to you. I just heard you took him, you took her, but you didn't take him far enough. Something is so layered by way of spiritual soulmate dynamics. Somebody took a karmic lover away from you, not knowing that they were doing you a favor. But that's the way the divine set it up. So whoever this person is that was able to take this man or woman from you, they did you a favor because these two people are vibrating at the same karmic vibration. So this is why the ritual worked. Right. Now, the witch or the warlock who did the ritual, I just heard administered the ritual. So something could have been given to somebody, a potion or something put in food and or drink by way of administered to get them to see this person as their person. But whoever did the ritual, they really didn't need to do much, quite honestly. That was their person. That's not your person anymore, chosen one. This was somebody that you were supposed to encounter, satisfy a karmic debt with, and move on with your life. Now, you did that. That is your scope of reality. But somebody thought they took somebody from you. But really, what they did was they attracted somebody that's just like them. Now, somebody's bound by way of a ritual. I just heard bound by blood. So, somebody could have put something in something to create a blood tie. Okay. There's power in the blood. Blood is a very powerful element. So, ritualistically, somebody did something and they never wanted it to be undone. And so they're getting exactly what they want. And so you got two karmic people bound to a karmic situation, arrangement, if you will, until they learn their karmic lesson. They are bound together, bound by blood. That's what I just heard. Listen. And something about their bloodlines. Bound by blood goes deeper than the ritual, bound by blood by way of karmic contract. But in somebody's mind, they thought they took somebody from you. Listen, I just heard I got the kind of divine masculine, the kind of divine feminine that you can't get next to. It ain't that easy. So if it was easy peasy, nice and greasy, that's your guy, that's your person, that's your gal, that's your buddy, that's your pal. Listen, it still is Spiritual Court TV 24/7, 365. Last time I checked, we don't have any smut on our rep. I am the divine ancient oracle here to channel these messages with the hopes that it helps you. My intentions are good, and I hope that yours are too. If you're new, come on in. If you're returning back, welcome back. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, somebody knew this person didn't love them. But is it really that? Or is this somebody who ritualistically did something who did not love themselves enough to attract somebody without having to do a blood oath or a blood ritual? But they got exactly who they needed and what they wanted. This is their person. The only thing they did was they called in their person who was vibrating at the same karmic level as them. Somebody is coming face to face with a karmic situation of somebody that's just like them. Two peas in a pod. They're perfect together in their karmic cycle until they learn those karmic lessons. The ritual will stand. Every word that that witch or warlock spoke in that ritual with that blood oath will stand. They said, I don't ever, 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 ever want this person to leave me. And so now they very well could be bound for what feels like eternity to a karmic situation. See how that goes? See how that works? Listen, show me these people. Child, somebody's trying to get a divorce now. Somebody's trying to get a legal separation. Somebody wants to divide assets. There's legal situations, karmic situations. So something went awry. Two people who needed to learn love ended up together, bound in a karmic situation. But they knew it. Somebody knew that this wasn't really love. This is why they did the ritual. This is why. This is what I just heard. Let's see what's going on. Holy Spirit, what is the energy? What's the energy around this? Lawyers, court, paperwork. Now look, they could very well separate by way of documentation if these two people got married or if they created some things together by way of assets. But by way of spiritual contract, they are bound until they learn those karmic lessons. Karmic meets the karmic. It's a perfect combination. These are people that are amongst their own. So now these two people are marrying one another. They're trying to get away from one another, but it's not that simple because the ritual stands. Spiritual court is literally putting the stamp of approval on two karmic people that needed to be together, but only at the expense of hurting you, chosen one. That was the missing ingredient. Because whoever you are, you've released yourself. You saw this thing through. You said, ooh, rejection, that's for my protection. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and just move forward. Now, you got two people that are bound together. I can't make this up. The Two of Swords, two people at a crossroads. Two of Swords also represents choosing the lesser of two evils. Is it better to stay bound by blood by way of this ritualistic contract or to separate? Because the ritual was so intense by way of intentions, intentionally binding somebody by blood. Two people end up together, they get exactly what they want. With the Two of Swords, decisions have to be made to stay or to go. Either way, they're bound together. Doesn't matter if they break up. Doesn't matter if he goes his way and she goes her way or whatever the situation. Because the ritual binds them to a karmic contract until they learn a karmic lesson. And something is very simple by way of solution between what these two people need. Self-love. That's what I just heard. What was said, Seven of Pentacles. So when somebody got in this relationship, got this person, they kept investing. This is why the ritual is so powerful. This is why the contract is so binding, because neither one of them have changed, but they want to separate now because the misery of seeing themselves in one another by way of insecurities is too much. And one thing I've learned, too low vibrational people don't like to be together. Negative people don't like to really be in negativity. They like being around high vibrational people so they can vamp your energy. Negative people don't like being around negative people. So now you got two negative people in a karmic situation, and the solution, the antidote to what appears to be a complicated issue is really not that complicated. The antidote and the answer is self-love. Refusing to see eye to eye. That's what the Two of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles is. But they're in too deep. Whoever's doing the ritual is in too deep. Okay, clarify, Holy Spirit. I can't make this up. Listen, you're coming up as a Queen of Cups, as the sun energy. The light walked out of the room the moment somebody went towards a karmic situation. So here is your separation from the situation, chosen one. You're coming up as self-love, pure joy, happiness, Knight of Swords, speaking up and or standing up for yourself. Releasing yourself from the situation. Okay, clarify, Holy Spirit. I just heard we've been divorced in the spirit. We've been divorced at the soul level, honey. These two people needed your light. Again, the ritual was predicated on whether or not somebody took somebody from you. One thing I've learned, nobody can take anybody from you that does not want to be taken. If something belongs to you by way of a relationship, not possession of another person, like you belong to me, I belong to you, we gonna be together, right? Type of energy, a forceful energy, or taking something by force. One thing I've learned is if somebody wants to be with you, they will. And if they don't, they won't. And somebody chose somebody that reminded them of themselves, whether they realized that at the time or not. Now, when the light walked out of the room, when you removed yourself and cut ties, and I mean energetically, this relationship that these two people had started to fail because your authenticity comes along with you, chosen one. Clarify this karmic person that did this ritual. The moon energy. Who they think they're hiding from? When you have a knowing, when you have an inner knowing, when you have an inner compass, when your universe within you, you know your verses, you know your words within you. When your power is tapped into the divine, there's nothing that you cannot see by way of the shadow side of the moon. So what was lurking beneath the surface? What was said? Okay, listen, I can't make it up. The 10 of Wands. These are people trying to get away from one another, but they can't. They can go to court, they can file paperwork, they can break up, they can this, but they're bound by blood because they've refused, to learn the karmic lesson. It's very simple. Self-love. That could mean being by yourself for a little bit, getting to know who you are. That seems to be a little too hard. Somebody doesn't want to be alone. That's a flaw. That's a character flaw. That's lacking self-love. That's loneliness. Being alone and loneliness is two completely different frequencies. And the sooner people get that, the better off the world will be, including the world that they create for themselves. Three of Pentacles, this is a third-party situation. Listen, both of them are stressed out. Why? Because you were the common denominator. Remember, somebody scoped out a relationship. They saw something familiar in your partner and they said, I'm going to will this person to come my way. But what they did was they willed in exactly what they were supposed to get. And so the person went towards them because that's where they were supposed to be. That person was a better fit for them at the time. Now that you've detached, you no longer are the energy that's funneling, gassing up the karmic deal. These two people are starving. 10 of Wands. They don't have your energy to sustain them, to satisfy their insecurities, low self-esteem, things that they won't admit outside of themselves. Now, somebody's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And what does that have to do with you? Knight of Swords and the Sun and the Queen of Cups. Oh, you moved on real quick. I'm telling you, it was a third-party situation and somebody was having a good time with the person that wasn't your person, but may have been your person at the time. It was fun. It was exciting. So now that you are no longer the common denominator, what seems to be the problem? Some people like the thrill of knowing that there's a third party. So what happens when you say, oh, you know what? Oh, y'all want to be together? Oh, cool. Let me get out the way. Okay, adios. I got to go. Now it's not so much fun. Now they're not having fun. It's not sneaky. There's no adrenaline rush. Okay. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Legal situation, lawyer, courts, paperwork. Somebody's filing for divorce and separating. 5 of Cups. I can't make this up. Somebody married this person. Queen of Pentacles energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is giving wife with the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is sadness, regret. Clarify this Queen of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. Page of Pentacles. This is somebody that presented themselves to be a Queen of Pentacles and they were not. Somebody presented themselves to be a Queen of Pentacles and they were not. 10 of Swords. They're really a page. Okay. Why? Because you got two people struggling with their inner child. That's why. Yeah, I just heard, but you knew and you stayed, and now you're gonna have to learn the hard way. What a fool, but you knew he don't really love you like he say he do. But you knew and you stayed, and now you're gonna have to learn the hard way. Somebody's a page. Page of Pentacles, wounded child, insecure, very controlling type of energy. This is the energy that I'm picking up. Immature energy, possessiveness, jealousy, always constantly insecure, thinking that somebody's going to leave them for somebody else because of this ritual. This ritual has somebody paranoid. Somebody's not a real Queen of Pentacles, but somebody married somebody, okay? Page of Pentacles energy, Five of Cups. I can't make it up. Seven of Swords. This person did witchcraft to get this person. It is their person, okay? Somebody says, I'm going to take your person. And you said, go ahead, take them. You can't take them far enough. King of Swords energy. You didn't take them far enough, though. Because apparently, y'all can't seem to stop thinking about the light. Yeah, something about turn up the lights in here. I want everybody to see this. Something's been exposed. Something about the eclipse, Queen of Cups, the Sun, and the Knight of Swords. You stood up for yourself. You're the real Queen of Pentacles. And somebody presented themselves to be a Queen of Pentacles by way of doing a ritual under the moon. And somebody married this person. Why? Because they saw aspects of themselves. Something was really fun, though, y'all. Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Something was fun. Somebody was under a very powerful spell and they loved it. Eight of Wands in a reverse. Oh man, every word they spoke has backfired. So they may have wanted you to be in some type of pain, Queen of Cups, Empress energy. Yeah, they wanted you to be, listen, somebody wanted you out of the way, exiled. And so it worked. They got the person stuck in a karmic situation. What's going on in court? Current energy. Something's going on in court. Five of Pentacles. Somebody is broke. I just heard court fees. Somebody's broke. This is a hard karmic lesson. Something looked really good. All that glitters is not gold with the Three of Cups and somebody confused somebody as to who their person was. The Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, something in court. Somebody's taking somebody for everything that they have, or somebody's going to go broke. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is these people can get a divorce, but it seems like it's cheaper to keep her and cheaper to keep him and cheaper for them to stay together. So they could be staying together for resources. Again, keep in mind, there's a ritual that was done under the moon, a blood ritual. So they're bound by blood, bound by this contract until they learn this karmic lesson. Page of Pentacles, to cater to their inner child. You got generational curses, dysfunctional family members, things that are carrying over into their relationship. This is the lesson. The rule is, not even a rule. Why did I say rule? Clarify. A ruling. Okay, somebody could be ruling in court. It's cheaper to keep somebody. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I can't make this up. Three of Wands. Somebody still wants to leave, but they're still bound to the contract. Okay. Clarify, Holy Spirit. Yeah, they want to leave, but they still bound to their contract. Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Something is very stressful over some money. Page of Swords. Back and forth. Somebody's constantly fighting. Yeah, that's a karmic situation. That's a karmic situation. Five of Pentacles. This is about abandonment, insecurities, embarrassment. Somebody doesn't want a divorce. Somebody doesn't want that. It's like a smudge on them. It's like a blemish, if you will. Oh, you're divorced. They feel like that makes them a failure. Page of Pentacles. So these are page energies, y'all, that was in the Three of Cups, third party situation, Three of Pentacles. Okay. The Page of Swords, some type of judgment. I just heard ruling because I said ruling over a certain judgment or something about money. Somebody's coming out of this with no damn money, or they're stating they don't have any money. Five of Pentacles, however they went into this situation. Clarify. Yeah, I just heard he don't really love you like he says he does, or like it, whatever. Okay, you got the Six of Swords. Somebody's trying to heal this situation. They're stuck together, to be quite honest. These people have to stay together. Look, they bound. The devil. That's a contract. Somebody's bound. Whatever this ritual was, they're bound. They can't leave each other. Clarify, they can't leave each other. What happened? The High Priestess. I can't make this up. When your energy left, when you broke a soul tie with this person and you accepted that that was your person at the time, but not your person, you may have been sent into this person's life to awaken them to self-love. Because with the devil and the Page of Pentacles, you got people that started something out very lustfully. Look, Queen of Swords in the reverse, okay? Somebody spoke curses over a chosen feminine, a divine feminine, in order to get their man, okay? But you're the high priestess and you have divine intervention. Those curses don't resonate. I just heard them curses don't resonate over here. Okay, so now this shit is returned to sender with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, and you got people looking crazy because you're in the Nine of Cups. Somebody made a wish to have your person at the time, whoever the person was, but really it was their person. Nobody can take anybody from you that wants to truly be with you, and you can't make anybody be with you that doesn't want to be with you. King of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this person was emotionally manipulated by what it was that they wanted to see. It's another karmic masculine who doesn't have his emotions in check. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. Somebody married for money. Somebody married because of something, how it looked. They didn't care about the details. They were under an illusion with the Seven of Cups, big illusion energy, emotionally manipulated right into a beautiful karmic contract with somebody who's just like them. Congratulations. I'm just glad that people who are karmic are together and they're staying up out of divine feminine, divine masculine unions. I'm so glad about that. This is about self-love, childhood wounds, and the Hierophant, higher level commitment. Listen, the High Priestess, you came to help this person. So their rejection of you was your protection and redirection. And now you're in the Sun's energy, Knight of Swords, Nine of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, High Priestess, and the Hierophant energy, higher level commitment, Six of Swords. You sailed to calmer waters from whatever this low vibrational energy was. Queen of Swords in the reverse is somebody that was speaking curses. Now, this karmic feminine could have tried to convince this man that you were the witch. Clarify. Knight of Wands energy. Well, he was willing anyway. His wand was out. He had his wand in his hand. Listen, now this person is watching you. You're the Empress. What are they looking for you for? Okay. I feel like somebody feels like you spiritually can help them. Yeah, this is somebody with the wounded child syndrome. Look at this. Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. This is a wounded child, wounded children trying to play house, have a family, stuck in a karmic situation, playing out their family dynamic by way of fears and insecurities in dysfunctional ways. And nobody is telling anybody else that this is wrong. Instead, they're staying together because they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to lose money, and they're bound together. Somebody feels like they can't leave this person. There's a ruling in court. Yeah, that something is over the world. Okay, so they may be getting separated, but I still feel like they both still have these lessons to learn. Yeah, they do. What was said in the past? Six of Cups in the reverse. This is coming up in spiritual court. What curses did you speak? Okay. Yeah, that Saturn return is a sucker, ain't it? A mother sucker. What a fool. But you knew he don't really say he love you like he do. But you stayed and you paid. You stayed and you paid. And now you're gonna have to learn the hard way. What a fool. What a fool, honey. Nine of Pentacles, single and self-sufficient. Okay, so what you have here is two people, okay? There's a witch here that wanted somebody's man, got the guy, now they bound, they're struggling. It's a lot going on. But I also feel like this witch thought that she was gonna have access to your energy through your person. But that's not your person. That was a karmic soulmate, a karmic contract. Somebody didn't awaken. The moment they went the opposite way towards somebody that resonated with their insecurities, you know, these are people that need their egos stroked. You know, it's a lot going on there. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot going on I'm trying to get it out. It's too much to put together. It's too much to unpack. Okay. The moment you left, the light left the room. These people were sent into the dark to figure themselves out. Immediately in the dark night of the soul. Then as the relationship goes on, now that the common denominator has been separated, you've been removed from the situation. Okay. Hold on, y'all. You've been removed from the situation. You've been removed from the situation. This then now changes this witch's intentions towards two people that she thought she broke up, when in reality, she got exactly who she was supposed to get. And now she's stuck with it. She wanted it because why? She thought that this wheel of fortune was something that she would be able to will in her favor. What she did not see is that you were simply passing through. This is not your person. That was your person at the time. You learned a karmic lesson, you received something, and you came to teach something. Equal give and take. And when this person walked away, all was fair in this relationship, and it was dissolved, and that was the end. Now somebody's married to somebody, stuck in a situation, and if they break up, they're both going to go broke. There's deliberations and there's rulings, okay? To separate would put them both in poverty with the world energy. Clarify, Holy Spirit. I can make this up. You got the Ace of Pentacles energy. There's some money there that needs to be divided, but somebody is like trying to stall. Okay. This witch could be doing, this witch could be doing more witchcraft. So this person doesn't leave them. Okay. Clarify. Somebody wanted to be needed. And now I feel like somebody's a bugaboo. You know, it's like at first it's cute. Like, where you going? What you doing? Now it's like somebody's, all their insecurities are out. All their karma is out there. That moon brought everything to the surface, didn't it? It pulled all the dark out. Where you going? Why are you looking at them? You want to go back to your ex? This is this kind of person, constantly nagging, crazy. It's the witchcraft. It's the spell work that's backfire. Remember, 7 of Pentacles, that's earth magic. That's a lot of magic. That's a lot of money being spent on magic. Either this person's doing it themselves or getting somebody to help them. And they could also have something buried in the yard. 4 of Wands. They're fighting over a house. This is the only asset that they attain. This is it. Other than that, they don't have anything else. They're both in the 5 of Pentacles and there's delay. So the longer something is delayed, okay, the more they got to stay together, the longer they got to stay together. And if they separate with the world, meaning there's a ruling, the Ace of Pentacles is here. They got to split that Ace of Pentacles. Clarify this house. The house could be worth something. I just heard 450,000, but somebody's not getting what they thought they were getting. And somebody might be quitting their job. I just saw the 8 of Pentacles. Justice in the reverse. Ooh, something is so one-sided. Somebody may have had a house already before they got married. And that's what the argument is about. And somebody's saying, but I moved in with you and I was making mortgage payments. So here's my bank statements. Child, I see people going back and forth like over a house. Your Honor, when we got married, I owned this house for a year before I got with this person, 2 years, and then I put their name on the deed or something like that. Or somebody did something, whatever they got going on, child. It's a whole karmic situation. Okay. So the witch is fighting. Page of Wands. Yeah. They have to provide documentation, information to the court. Somebody's like, I need bank statements. Okay. Yeah, Your Honor, that's true. I moved in, but I was paying the mortgage the entire time. Okay. Clarify, somebody's not working. Yeah, somebody's not working. Ascendants in the reverse. One of these people or both these people are lazy. They all want something out of this house. All as in, maybe there's a whole family in the house. Maybe somebody had children when they got married. The 4 of Wands, this is over a house that's worth a lot of money. Justice in the reverse. Something's not fair. Somebody feels like they're not getting what they want. 5 of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, they have to provide documentation. And somebody is going broke, either paying a lawyer or legal fees, because there's a lot of delay in deliberation, but there's a ruling. Clarify, there's a ruling on the house. The 8 of Pentacles is predicated on one person working and somebody not. So somebody was working and somebody wasn't. Clarify, Holy Spirit. Yeah, I just heard alimony. Child, this is too much going on. Somebody got married to somebody, like it's witchcraft going on. It's all kinds of stuff going on. There's 2 people that now can't see eye to eye. To stay together is torment. To be apart is torment. They still haven't learned the lesson. Page of Pentacles, inner child is suffering. 5 of Cups, crying out. King of Swords, one of them is trying to be the bigger person. Somebody just wants out. Queen of Swords in the reverse is somebody that's still doing spell work. Somebody could be paying a witch to help them do spell work over this to gain some type of victory in court. But with Justice in the reverse and the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, yeah, look, I can't make this up. It's like somebody either got married and quit their job right after they got married. It's something like that. Look, Four of Cups. I cannot make this up. Three of Swords. Somebody is like really regretting the fact that they went into this, a lot of spell work though, a lot of lessons that need to be learned. Spell work like this only works when you have low self-esteem. It's easy to take somebody's person. Yeah, that's crazy. Ten of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, okay? Eight of Pentacles is something about work. W-2s, okay? If somebody had a business, somebody had the house before they got married and somebody came in and assumed responsibility, somebody's like, yeah, this person's not working. However, I don't know what the statute of limitations are for alimony, but somebody might be asking for somebody's money too, to be taken care of. The Two of Wands. There's a barrier between these two people. The Ten of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, there's some money here. One of these people is making some money. And somebody's trying to protect their money. The Ten of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. One of these people are making money. Could be the masculine energy. Okay, he's the breadwinner. Okay, somebody took on a whole family. Knight of Cups energy, Queen of Swords, Ten of Cups. Yeah, the Tower, the Fool. He doesn't want to be there anymore. Death. He wants an ending to this. King of Wands, Five of Swords, Ace of Cups. He's trying to sneak away to either reconcile or he already has somebody that he wants to be with, still not learning the lesson. When you see people still in relationships, starting other relationships, child, that's too much. Why not take a break and be with yourself? If you ever have to ask yourself, well, how long I got to be by myself? Then you're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. This is about self-love and being comfortable with yourself. Somebody very well could be, and this could be part of the ritual. Somebody could be leaving one karmic contract and going right into another. This is somebody that repeats the same mistake in every relationship, whoever this masculine is. And the karmic, somebody could have quit their job or something like that shortly after. Yeah, I can't make this up. Somebody's already wanting to be with somebody else with the Lovers. Okay, what else, Holy Spirit? Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody's going into another karmic situation. So somebody has a pending divorce, separation, not seeing eye to eye with the witch, and they're already in another situation. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. They don't have anything to offer though. All of what they got is tied up. And if one person was working in this situation, then that's the person who's providing the income. So somebody wants half of the house, okay? Somebody either wants to sell the house and somebody wants to stay in the house. Lord have mercy. Somebody's like, I don't have any place to stay. I need to stay in the house. Somebody's like, no, you need to sell it. Look, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Cups in the reverse. Something's about to be ruled. Clarify in this masculine's favor or this feminine's favor. Somebody's standing strong, the Star. Strength and standing strong, the Star. What's the Star? This is their wish fulfillment. Yeah, that they gain judgment. This masculine might come out on top, but he's going back into another karmic situation. That's crazy. So I don't know what type of stuff he's into. This could be a witch and a warlock. They could both be working each other, to be quite honest. The Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, he's already given somebody else an offer with the Chariot. Somebody is already like fooling around with somebody else. They don't have anything to give them. They might not even be able to take them on a date until this is settled. But it looks like the masculine comes out on top. Clarify this witch. Oh, shoot, that card. Yeah, Queen of Wands in the reverse. Hangman. She feels stuck. Yeah, the Two of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, this is over. It's so many layers to this dynamic, financially, mentally, spiritually, bound by blood. She's planning to stalk him. Basically, continue doing witchcraft over him, no matter who he's with. Her thoughts is that he's with you, Queen of Cups, High Priestess, but you're nowhere to be found. You moved on. Okay. Somebody had tendencies that you couldn't cater to. The Devil energy and the Six of Swords. You came in to help somebody. That's it. That was it. The contract was subsided. Okay. This was not your twin or your soulmate. It was just somebody that you were supposed to be with at the time. And you removed yourself. Star in strength and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. It seems like this masculine might come out on top. That's crazy. Whole karmic situation. And everybody needs to learn self-love. Whoever this person is, he's still a Knight of Wands. He doesn't even lack, like, it's almost like it's like two narcissists, y'all. That's the feeling that I'm feeling. He's a lot like her. He's very similar to her, but he comes out on top. Damn, in court at least. Ascendants in the reverse. Neither one of them have changed. Four of Swords in the reverse. Both of them. One of them could have gotten sick in this relationship, and maybe that's why somebody stopped working. I don't know what this is, but it's a lot going on. If she was doing witchcraft over this man to stop him buying him, then something backfired while they were together. Let's just say she did something and she felt like he was going to leave and she wanted to make him sick. She ended up getting sick and she couldn't work. And now he's somewhere already in another situation. Somebody's consoling this man. This is the kind of man that cannot be alone. Lord have mercy. Somebody's consoling him. That's crazy. Exiled, Eight of Pentacles, child. This is crazy. Something like that. It's like somebody doing witchcraft over the person that they in the house with, and it's backfiring on the both of them. It's backfiring. It's if you do a death spell over your husband, don't you know that you bound to that person? Don't you know the death spell go backfire on you? That's crazy. You wanted this person bound to the house. Now you bound to the house. It's something like that, because with the Eight of Pentacles, somebody is saying they can't work. It's the spell work that's backfiring on the witch that took this man. So she did a two death doers part, or they took vows, or they spoke it. That's being implemented by way of a ritual. Let's see. Child, these people. What's wrong with these people? That's crazy business. It's some nasty witchcraft too. So this witch could be suffering. Okay. Based on what she did. Yeah, Five of doggone Pentacles. Spirit says what I'm saying is the truth. Ace of Swords, listen, if at any time you get triggered in this reading, just know I'm not projecting anything out. I'm simply catching downloads. Somebody's story needs to be told. And somebody needs to catch this lesson. But somebody's triggered as hell. Somebody doesn't give a rat's ass because it's their ass. That's why. That's on the line. That's what I just heard. I just heard, say that one more time. But you knew and you stayed. And now you're gonna have to learn the hard way. What a fool. Two fools, okay? Show me this witch. You did spell work, baby. What happened? Two of Wands. You got to leave the house. You got to go. Somebody's being evicted out of their own house or something like that. Ace of Pentacles. Somebody wants their cut of the house and they want to go. Okay, clarify. But let's talk about the ritual. Knight of Swords in the reverse. You tried to curse that man's path. You wanted to walk away, let him go, but you tried to curse his path. And whatever you did has already backfired on you. Whoever you are, little witchy. Clarify, little nasty little witchy. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. You got some money up in this thing. Okay, it's money in the house. That's the only asset. And somebody's not getting what they thought they were going to get. The Five of Cups. I can't make this up. Somebody wanted to delay the divorce, delay the separation, delay the process, delay the sale of the house. And now there's a judgment. There's a ruling over the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. I just heard $110,000 a piece. Okay, somebody's selling the house at market value. The house could be worth 300 something thousand. I see the number 3 there. Listen, after taxes, you both walk away with 125. Go ahead and just separate and get your lives together, okay? Something like that. But see, this runs deeper because remember, somebody was doing blood rituals, okay? Why are we whispering? Why do we feel like we need to whisper? But you knew and you stayed, and now you're gonna have to learn the hard way. Clarify, Holy Spirit. Somebody, listen. The Chariot, okay? A card could be significant. Somebody's about to get the hell out of Dodge. Listen. There's a ruling here. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody is still doing spell work over the other person. And you know what it's doing? Because whoever this witch is, she thinks this man is coming back to you. Remember, in her mind, this is your person. This is your soulmate. This is your twin. It is not. It was a karmic relationship. You learned the lesson, you moved on. But her mind is playing tricks on her. She thinks this man is coming towards you. So guess what she's doing? She's still doing curses and hexes and binding and all of that in the middle of all of the deliberations. But now there's a ruling over the house. He's with somebody else. He's in another karmic situation. I just heard how you get him is how you lose him. He's in another karmic situation. He is not with the divine feminine. So her magic is predicated on this because of the guilt. She feels like she took your man. But in fact, she took her man. But she didn't take him far enough because now he's off somewhere else with the wandering eye, Four of Swords in the reverse. And she's got some type of health issue. Now, this could be spell work that she tried to send to you, divine feminine. That's the energy that I'm picking up. She may have sent you a little death spell, a little sickness spell. Little graveyard magic. Notice the hand coming up out the grave with judgment in the reverse. She may have sent this to you, thinking that that was your person. And she sent it to him, the Emperor in the reverse. It backfired. You did a death spell over the divine feminine. Then you did one over him, so he couldn't leave. And now he's coming up as somebody that's now dominating this witch's energy. Clarify this Emperor in the reverse. He could be a warlock too. Child, this is too much. The Devil in the reverse. Clarify this Emperor in the reverse. The Hangman in the reverse. Oh man, what she got was a stubborn ass person. Insecure, possessive. He's just like her. Clarify the breadwinner. The Four of Wands in the reverse. Karmic soul tie. Karmic soul tie. Four of Wands in the reverse. These are karmic soulmates. Jealous, controlling. Remember, he came up as the King of Cups in the reverse, not empathetic. Four of Wands, the house is upset. Somebody doesn't know what's going on. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Something is being ruled. Look, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh man, these people are crazy. Somebody's not getting the amount of money that they wanted. They're really trying to keep somebody stuck because the moment they separate, they both have something that's going to backfire on them. It's like broken spiritual laws, soul contracts, not satisfying karmic debt, bloodlines, all kinds of weird stuff going on between these people. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh-wee, there's a lot going on here. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. She doesn't want to give him anything about this house. Okay, clarify, Queen of Pentacles. Maybe she was the main breadwinner. Maybe she was the one that had the money. Eight of Swords. She tried to bind herself to the divine feminine Empress energy. This is somebody that tried to do a destiny swap. She tried to be you in this relationship and found out this was not your person. Emperor in the reverse. Child, I can't make this up. This person was struggling trying to be you. Eight of Swords. That's binding. That's trapping. Trying to convince this person so that he would be confused and something didn't work. And she thinks he's like with you and he's not. That's crazy. Child, I wouldn't take nobody back like this. But that's my own personal opinion. To each his own. Clarify what's going on. Yeah, this was to create confusion so that he would think that she was his person. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. He did that. Somebody was single. Somebody gave. Okay, Ten of Cups. They created the Ten of Cups. The Nine of Wands. And now somebody doesn't want to lose that. Clarify the karmic wishes in the Five of Cups and the Four of Swords in the reverse. She did some type of spell work over you, divine feminine. This is somebody that got the guy, got the relationship, got the marriage, got all of what it was, but was still paranoid and insecure when it came to you because of who you are. Seven of Wands. She met your ancestors is what she did. Hermit energy. Queen of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, she's a page. This is what the ritual was really about. So Four of Swords in the reverse, she could very well be having some type of health issues. That spell work backfire. Blood sacrifice. Clarify. Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Somebody could be mad they have to take medication and something is over. She's still trying to stop this person though. Clarify. What's the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Cups? Yeah, she don't have no spiritual protection. None at all. Ten of Cups in the reverse. The more she does, the worse it gets. The times have changed. The eclipse came in to shed light on this diabolical energy, bad activities, bad spiritual hygiene. Clarify. Yeah, I just heard you're the Ace of Wands, the Fool, and the Ten of Pentacles by yourself. You moved on. Somebody was trying to be you. Somebody really thought like, yeah, I got your twin. I got your soulmate. Nah, that's not my twin. That's not my soulmate. That's your twin. That's your soulmate. Look, Emperor in the reverse. Y'all the same people. I'm the real Queen of Pentacles. That's what I just heard. I'm the real Queen of Cups, the real Empress, the real Queen of Cups. Like, yeah, if he couldn't see that, that's because he saw you as himself. And y'all belong together. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Four of Wands in the reverse. Child, Ten of Cups in the reverse. This is two people with two cursed bloodlines that ended up together. It never broke any curses off their bloodline. Yeah, I can't make this up. Hierophant energy, pretending to be the Hierophant. Spirit says that's the truth. Whoever you are, you're very high rank, divine feminine. Clarify. Yeah, you're very high rank. The star energy, and you're in alignment. Something about you adhering to the promises of destiny. Yeah, I can't make this up. Ooh, you got a Two of Cups here. Come through. Okay, well, seems like things have gotten better for you. You end up with the happily ever after. Yeah, and that's a tower. That's a tower mostly for the witch. Because the Emperor in the reverse, he'll just keep going until somebody just stops him. He likes this. It's like everybody that he encounters is like him. Look, he's already in something new. And the ink is not even dry on this decision, this deliberation, this, this property, this paperwork. It's crazy. Tower energy and the Two of Cups. Okay. She's shocked because she's still doing magic over who she thinks is you to take your energy. But it's backfiring on her. Four of Swords in the reverse. This person could really be suffering from this magic. This is a big backfire. Nine of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, somebody tried to unalive you, Empress. She never wanted you to recover, and now she's feeling it. He's feeling it too, but he's going right back into another karmic cycle. And the tower is, you're in a whole nother relationship. Her mind is playing tricks on her. This is somebody that feels guilty for doing something, and they think that this man is returning back to you. But in fact, no, it's a no. Look, the Moon in the reverse, it's all being exposed. All of it. Everybody's being made aware. Anybody around her. So people may not have known that she was doing spell work. What's the Moon in the reverse? Is being exposed. Page of Cups energy. Illusions. Trying to stop somebody's love life over two people that weren't supposed to be together beyond the time when this person was called by this karmic lover to be with somebody that was just like them. Your relationship ended right there. Look, the Page of Swords, and she's still watching. Who's watching? Who's watching? Lovers. The Wheel of Fortune. The Two of Pentacles. She's thinking about you more than he is. Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. Because you're the person that she wanted to be. You were the saving grace in the relationship. You were the person that came with the higher knowledge, good energy, the High Priestess. And somebody thought they were going to betray you. Ten of Swords. This man, yeah, something about your power. Knight of Cups, Five of Swords, Ten of Wands. They stressed out. Somebody does not know what to do. Show me this Emperor in the reverse. The Sun, Leo energy. Clarify this Emperor in the reverse. Death. Clarify this Emperor in the reverse. Three of Swords. Ooh wee. Four of Cups. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Oh yeah. There's a lot going on here. Somebody could be using something to cope. This could be sex addiction. Somebody's already in another situation. You're nowhere near this situation, chosen one. And this breakup and how it's going down, this witch feels has everything to do with you. Isn't that interesting how a witch blames something on you after they were unsuccessful with being with your person, that was really their person, and they were unsuccessful at being you? Like, what you want me to do? You want me to help you out with that? That's crazy. Yeah, I just heard crack is whack. Child, hope ain't nobody smoking crack, but I know a couple of crackhead ass ideas when I see one. That's what Spirit just said. Yeah, you're nowhere to be found. You got the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, Two of Pentacles. You balanced yourself out. Something about your equilibrium. Okay, spiritual equilibrium. My right ear is ringing, honey. The Ten of Pentacles belongs to you. That's what I just heard. The judgment is in. The case has been decided. There is a ruling over this case from the cosmic realm that you basically get to move on with your life. Not that you needed anybody to tell you that, but this is a beautiful confirmation. The full moon is coming in to aid and assist you with getting rid of any extra energies that are connected to this nasty energy. And so whatever happens to these people after this has nothing to do with anybody. Nothing affects anything, not over here and not over there. It just has to be with them, and that's where it's going to stay. And this is the consequences, okay? This is the consequences that somebody is paying for actions that they took. They got what they wanted. They got exactly what they wanted. So listen, this is the message. Remember to take what resonates, leave what does not. I will be back with more messages. Until then, peace be with you.